that whole that year. And to me, I'm just putting bread on the table, and it gave me 4 years of life. That thing backstage, where I got my first house, my first car. I had a life. I had a fiance, and unfortunately, she stays with me a year and a half after I'd been retrenched, and she wasn't doing so great. She wasn't doing a job that paid so much, and now she's stuck with me in this house that I jumped onto just when I find out I'm about to be retrenched, and I go looking for a house, and it's something that I just put in the back burner, and I was paying rent, and reasonable rent. I was not staying in a golf estate, or I was paying rent in an apartment for a whole year. When we moved from behind Global Access Studios in Carlton Center to Hyde Park, opposite Hyde Park. So I moved there, and I could have bought a house right at the beginning when we moved there. So I was just paying rental. Right when I get the retrenchment notice, I went looking for a house. But this is just before the 2008, The Big Short, Christian Bale, when banks were just writing off debt and giving houses to anybody, knowing that there would be a market collapse. So that was 2005 when I got retrenched. And I was very surprised that when I applied for this, they probably called up the work and said the new producers that had come in, hey, just to quantify, verify, is this guy employed with you? And they would have probably said, no, actually, he's been retrenched. And probably they did, and the bank said, approved. And I managed to stay in that house, townhouse. God is great. For a year before I got a note from the bank to say, hey, by the way, you must pay your 4,500 rand here for your bond. That was the first time. And then a couple of months later, maybe 2 months later, it comes out, hey, listen, we need you to settle the entire amount of this 450,000 rand bond or 500,000 bond. You must do it within a month, otherwise your house is going to be auctioned a month from now, on this date, at this time, at that place. So I scrambled. I got an estate agent, and the estate agent didn't know me from a bar of soap. I had cards that I'd kept because I could sense that I'm going to be in trouble because I haven't paid my bond. I'm not working. And I collected these cards from the complex, the letterbox, and I kept them. So now when this shit hits the fan, I pull out the first card. It happens to be in blue. That's my favorite color. And here's this guy. This guy comes through, doesn't know me from a bar of soap. I tell him what I do, and I'm in trouble. I don't have anywhere to stay. He says, don't worry. I just quit working for the bank. I just quit working for the bank. I've become an estate agent myself. I'll give them a call. Meantime, I'm going to put it up on my site. And as soon as I do that, they'll stop with the letters under your door to say you've got a month to stay there. If they do call me, and I'll stall it and tell them at the bank, look, this guy's in trouble. And that delayed for nearly a year.